Hi guys, this is the first time I'm actually reviewing a product with a video. Um, so I own a very entry-level DSLR, the Canon Rebel T3 or the 1100D. I thought of upgrading to a full frame recently, and I was wondering if going for a DSLR, a full frame DSLR, spending so much money on it, is actually worth it. So I thought I would give the old film SLRs a try and see how they turn out to be before I make a final decision on whether I want to go through a full frame DSLR or not. And so I searched for a few 35mm SLRs, full frame SLRs, from Canon because I have a few Canon lenses with me which I don't want to change and which I want to reuse in my film SLR. And in researching, I found out that some of the or rather most of the Canon EOS film SLRs supported the newer EF mounts of Canon compared to the old mechanical cameras which use the FD mounts. And so I thought I would give a EOS camera a try. And so again, after researching a lot, I found out that there were two film SLRs which I wanted to give a try because the mechanics as well as the way of working of the cameras were very similar to the modern DSLRs we have here. One of them was the Canon flagship, the Canon EOS 1V, and the second was this guy, the Canon EOS 3. I think this was released sometime back in 1998 or sometime, and it got discontinued in 2007 or so. This by no means is a consumer level SLR. It's a very advanced, second to the top of the line professional cameras, only succeeded by the Canon EOS 1V. This has almost 90% of all the features of the Canon EOS 1V. The only difference being the body, which is kind of like polycarbonate, I would say, or rather plastic, and it doesn't have the magnesium alloy body which you get on the Canon 1 series generally. But when I look at the top of this film SLR, it doesn't look like a film SLR at all. It has all the buttons like a normal DSLR would do, with the exception of the back being having a control dial here, on off switches, viewfinder, and the usual exposure lock and the autofocus point selector on the back. The viewfinder is a little small. I mean, the magnification is around 0.7x, I guess, and it even has a hot shoe on top of it to attach your flashes and external accessories. I got this for around 150 bucks from National Camera Exchange, and the condition they put on their website was E++. And when I asked them what the condition E++ meant, they said it might have a few scratches, but and cosmetic things, but functionality wise it will be very robust, just like a new camera. But when I got this today, I'm very surprised, to be very honest. I have seen no scratches anywhere, none at all. And the best thing about this camera is it's pretty heavy. It feels really good in your hand after you have held on to a EOS Rebel DSLR, which is what I'm filming this with. Apart from that, this camera has something called as the eye control, which Canon actually discontinued later on after this camera. What the eye control means is you look through the viewfinder and the autofocus points highlight automatically according to where you look at, rather than having to use the buttons to choose which autofocus point you want. And this guy has 45 autofocus points. That is enormous for a film SLR, even back in the 1990s. And out of which 7 of them are cross type, and this is the only film SLR which doesn't belong to the EOS 1 series, which can support lenses up to f8 aperture, which essentially means you can have very slow speed lenses on this camera, but the central point can help you focus up to f8 when you stop it down, or when the lens has a native aperture of f/8. Apart from that, this camera is just like I said, it's very well built. It feels really good in hand, and this is the side film door, or whatever you call it. As you can see, it's very clean. I don't see any scratches, any dirt, nowhere whatsoever. And for the price I paid, 150 bucks, it was really a steal. There are lots of buttons on the side for the custom functions, the battery level indicator. I think this is the continuous frame rate or something, and the clear is the battery clear, I guess. And on this side you have the I think the external remote control, I guess, or maybe this one, I don't know. One of the things is that to change the battery grips, this guy takes a just a second, sorry about that. This guy takes this screw, which is kind of old, I guess, but you find it on the many tripod mounts these days. And I was surprised to see a battery actually inside. This guy takes a 2CR5 battery, and to be frank, I'm very surprised they included this with it. And this is how it looks like, the battery points. And if you open this guy, and you have the additional power booster, you can attach that with this and this side, and that way you get around you get a good boost in your power, battery power, and this camera's frame rate increases drastically. So by default this guy supports 4.3 frames per second with the normal 2CR5 battery, which you see here, and with the power booster it can go up to 7 frames per second, which is really ridiculous for a film SLR, where you have only 36 exposures or 35 exposures at the most, which means like you'll run out of film in 3.6 seconds. If it's running at 10 frames per second, which is the Canon EOS 1V, this guy would be 7 frames per second, which would take around 5 seconds to complete a full roll of film. Now, to show how fast this guy works, you select the on button, and then this is the calibration mode, which we don't want right now, and use the mode button. It's in manual, it's at 8,000th of a second. Lens isn't focusing. Well, let's see. Okay, so right now it's in continuous focus, and this is how it sounds like. It's a little noisy, but for a film camera, what else can you expect? I mean, it's not the top of the line, which is a little more silent than this guy. But so yeah, I just bought this film SLR, and the moment I laid my hands on it, I really wanted to put a video review of the unboxing, as they call it. It's not an unboxing exactly. I'm still waiting for my film rolls from B&H, which were supposed to come in today, but they didn't come in. So still waiting for those, and probably start shooting later on. So for the time being, this is what I could come up with, and as dumb as it may seem, as stupid or ridiculous as you might think, I really wanted to show this, because when I was researching, there were not many videos of this wonderful camera out there, and so I think this might help someone with their decision, if they are kind of in a dilemma whether they want to get the EOS 1V or the EOS 3. The EOS 1V, when I looked on the used forum or even on eBay, they were selling at no less than around 280, 300, 400, in that range. A good one. If you wanted a really bad one, crappy one, you could get it as low as, I guess, $150 or so. But yeah, keeping that in mind, that was the reason I chose this Film SLR. And oh yeah, you have a depth of field preview button here, just like you have in most modern DSLRs. I would say most modern DSLRs follow the 35mm film camera body, which Canon made during its EOS Film SLR series era. So with that, I think I will stop blabbering, and perhaps after I take a few rolls of film, shoot through it, perhaps I will upload another video where I will show you how good this camera is. Alright, thank you, have a nice day.